Steelers get the victory yesterday. Justin Fields, I thought was pretty good.
They look to throw on first down. Taking a shot. He wants Pickens. He's got him. Pickens back to his feet. Inside the 20. Biggest play of the day for the Steelers. Fields hits Pickens for 51.
Man, Justin is, as I've gotten to know him, man, he is a real steady Eddie, man. He's not overly talkative, man, but he's got a steady, strong demeanor. And just being in the stadium with him, man, some of the things that I've seen through team development were confirmed. It's just good to be able to communicate with a guy when things get thick and you see the clear eyes. He's there. He's solid as a rock, and I think his play and thus our play is kind of reflective of that.
Fan Morning Show Twitter poll brought to you by PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement. Trust PJ.com. Steelers fans, who do you want to see start against the Denver Broncos on Sunday? So far, early returns, 55% of people saying Russ, 45% of people saying Justin Fields. Fields goes 17 of 23, 156, rushed for 57 yards, did not turn the football over, hit a couple of big plays. Dorin, before you answer the question, how'd you think he played?
I thought he played exactly like Justin Fields needs to play, but underneath the control of a better offensive coordinator. Love Luke Getsy. I think that everybody, he's a Pittsburgh guy. I'm not trying to throw shade at him, but, Luke Getsy wasn't the right pairing for Justin Fields in Chicago. I think that Arthur Smith it's a slow developing process with Justin Fields. I get that, but it just seemed that his mentality was a little bit different, but he still was the same. Like, they didn't want to take away what he does really well and say, you need to change all your mechanics. You need to change your thought process of playing quarterback. No, we still want you to be Justin Fields, but let's be smart about it. Like, this is why that, don't take the chances that you took in Chicago. We'll handle that. We'll put you in the good situations, but you still be Justin. I think that Arthur Smith did a great job with Justin in yesterday's game. He didn't put the ball in harm's way, didn't have any turnovers, but he used his legs. The running game for the Steelers set up the boots and the waggles and clean pockets, and then he tucked it down and ran whenever he needed to. So I thought that he played pretty well. I wasn't like blown out by it, but I thought he played well.
I think you said all that really well. I don't have much to add there. I think, though, what you really hit on is they let him be Justin, but also were a little bit conservative.
Yes.
So it was kind of the melding of what Fields did in Chicago, but also what the Steelers have done the last few years. I'm looking at the pass chart right now. He didn't throw anything in the middle of the field.
Not one pass.
Not one pass the entire game in the middle of the field. And that's been a knock on Fields in the past. It's been a knock on the Steelers offense in the past. I think eventually you're going to need to see that. Play action, tight end usage, middle of the field. I think because you don't want him to turn the ball over, because he found out on Friday or Saturday or on Sunday that he's going to be the starting quarterback, you do need to protect him from himself in that game. And every game should be different, but you just needed to get out of that stadium with the dub. Did hit some big plays. The throw to Pickens that got called back, that was the quote-unquote garbage call push-off. He drops that thing right in the bucket.
Perfect.
That's a hell of a throw. You had the throw before halftime where he kind of rolls to the left, turns, resets his body, absolute laser beam across the field to George Pickens, which thankfully Pickens got out of bounds there.
Seriously?
That was almost real dumb. But that's a throw that Justin Fields makes that I don't think any of the three Steelers quarterbacks on the roster last year makes. So there were a lot of good things from Fields. So IMO, here's what I want to see. And we want you to call in on this at 412-928-9370. Best caller wins tickets to All Elite Wrestling at the Peterson Event Center on October 2nd. Who do you want to start at quarterback against Denver? 412-928-9370. I'm going back to Justin Fields, Dorin. We did not see everything that Justin Fields has to offer. For me, I saw enough to want to see more. He didn't screw the game up. Made some big plays with his legs, made a couple of big plays with his arms. I think right now is the perfect time to do it. I know it's Denver, and I know Russ wants revenge, and I'd love to see Russ get revenge against that jerk-off Sean Payton as well. But you have the opportunity here, because of the calf injury, to say Russ isn't 100%, and see what it looks like with Justin Fields, because he could be the franchise quarterback. Could be. I'm not saying he is. Give me one more week to figure it out.
I want to see Russ.
I know.
I want to see Russ. I just want to see what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see how different it is. I want to see, the management. I want to see if he can go in there and they only have 2 3 and outs. I want to see, some of the things that he brings to the table, because you can always go back to Justin. I feel like Justin. I feel like Justin would benefit with another week. I think I think he's a player that would get better and better as the weeks do go on. I really do believe that. But I just want to see what Russ has. If he is 100%, which I don't believe he'll be 100%. 1 week with an injury like that is not going to make you 100%. So I am leaning towards Justin Fields will play. But if he is 100% out of nowhere, I want to see Russ.
I will say this. If they feel like Russ is 100%, no question in my mind, Mike Tomlin will make him the starting quarterback.
Yes.
And they got out of there with the win. And we did see a lot of good things from Justin Fields. We saw some ugly things from Justin Fields, particularly early, the snap issues, couple of inaccurate throws. I think if you gave Mike Tomlin truth serum, after the second bobbled snap, he's thinking, we need Russ Wilson. Even after they win the game, and he said nice things, obviously, about Justin Fields following the game, I think he thinks about those things. I think he thinks about the screw-ups. That's the Mike Tomlin we've seen over the last few years. He wants quarterbacks that aren't going to mess it up, and those wound up not screwing it up, but easily could have. I think that's all Mike Tomlin needed to see for him to think, if Russ is 100%, I'm going back to that guy as my starting quarterback. I do think that will be the decision from Tomlin. I'd give Fields one more try.
I honestly don't know, from the plays that they hit, and the offense would have looked different, but I don't know if they win that game if Russ is the quarterback. Now, Russ can still move, but he can't move like Fields, and Fields had 57 yards rushing. Like, a lot of those drives that we talked about that weren't 3 and outs, that's because, like, he is so explosive that, he's not just a mobile quarterback. Like, he is a runner.
Yes.
And I don't know and Russ is not that anymore.
No.
He may have been that ish a little bit in his career, but I don't know how that game looks if Russ is the quarterback. Like, I don't know if they hit big plays. I don't know if they were constructed. Who else are you going to throw to? Like, is Van Jefferson going to have a better game than he did with Russ than he did with Justin Fields?
Man, I think they would not have run the ball as well if Russ were in there. Maybe they would have hit more big passing plays, though,
right,
if Russ were in there. I thought Atlanta did a good job. The few read options that we saw, I thought they did a good job of making sure that they weren't going to let Fields beat them. But you have to account for that, which is so important. I thought it's one of the reasons the Steelers, while the yards per carry wasn't great, I think it's one of the reasons why the Steelers rushed for almost 140 yards, is because you had to worry about Fields. Saw a couple scrambles, saw a couple design QB powers, which I really like. Mm-hmm. I just want to see more. I want to see Justin Fields get the first team reps this week, and I want to see what it looks like after he gets a full week with the first team reps. And you mentioned it. This is not an injury that's going to get better overnight for Russell Wilson. In fact, it kept him out for a few weeks in training camp. And now that it's the second time, do you want to be even more careful this time around? Maybe. I know I would.